She keeps its grove, thou glowing shrine of thirst traps, scams, and dollar signs. We chant in tones both grim and low, for virtue fled a long time ago. Kyrie eleison, Christe descendat, final form Jesus return in wrath. With six-pack glistening, sword in hand, he cometh swift to cleanse the land.
Y'all, actually, can I renew my prayers for the big meteor of death and my renewed prayers that the cockroaches and sentient Twinkies that take over after the demise of humanity will do a better job? Cardi B says she spent $13,000 on her diamond butt crack piercing. Yes, that's not a typo. She got a crack pierce. And just when I had hoped that it was maybe on the mouth and do want to do things. Then she lost the jewelry in the most unexpected place. You got a butt crack piercing. I don't even. Cardi B is revealing details about her new butt piercing. Sentences I never thought I'd say. On Wednesday, September 24th, an episode of Call Her Daddy podcast, the rapper 32 spoke about the risque piercing she first showed off in January. It didn't hurt, she shared when the host Alex Cooper asked about the process. Cardi then clarified she didn't feel any pain from the piercing because that part of her butt is numb due to a prior procedure. I mean, it just seems like an odd place to put a diamond, but hey, if it's your money and you want to do that and rip up your toilet paper, have fun. I mean, honestly, with her nails, I don't know how she accomplishes any sanitary issues. I'm not going to recommend it to people because I had surgery on my butt, she explained. Sometimes people say that my butt is too big, but they don't understand that I already had a big butt and did butt surgery to reduce my badonkadonk. I practically did a tummy tuck on my butt, so the top of my butt, that part of the skin is numb. So when I pierce my Okay, so when I pierce my ass, I ain't feeling dick. It was the easiest piercing ever. That's it. The news is done. I'm done for the day. Cardi also said that the piercing cost her $13,000 because it used real diamonds, before revealing the jewelry was swiftly lost about a month after she got it. I realized I was like, hold on. I was looking around, looking at my pants and my undies and stuff, and I'm like, yep, it went down the toilet. That's not unexpected. You got a piercing on the part of your body that you most likely would put on a toilet. Now, if you said you had lost it in the middle of Kmart, that would have been unexpected. If you'd said you were jumping on a trampoline and it fell out, that would be unexpected. If you said you were running from Bengal ligers and your butt piercing fell out in defensive flak maneuvers, that would be unexpected. But no, you losing it in the toilet is not unexpected. Now, when Cooper asked if she'd gotten the piercing redone yet, Cardi said she hasn't because she hasn't been in the mood. However, she added that the piercer offered to refund her for the lost piercing. I give up. Again, sentient Twinkies and cockroaches, if you should find this recording in the far-flung future or next Tuesday, we tried. I tried to speak out against this. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, yeah, because this is a not scary idea. A Russian startup is testing cow neural implants to boost milk production. Look, Skynet is already after us, and now we're going to have sentient cows. Y'all better keep going to Chick-fil-A. That's all I got to say. If the cows take over, Chick-fil-A is going to be everyone's favorite restaurant. I hope you like chicken. A Russian tech startup, Neri, has become the first in the world to insert neuroimplants into cows' brains to increase milk yield when all other methods are exhausted. Now, Neri has announced its intention to begin testing these neuroimplants on live cows back in April. So last month, it performed surgery on 5 cows to fit them with a stimulator attached to the back of the head and electrodes that penetrate deep into the brain. With the help of these devices, they hope to be able to reach areas responsible for appetite, stress, and reproductive function and stimulate them through electric impulses. Is this Clockwork Cow? Like, what in the Clockwork Orange am I? Holy no, don't. Again, when the cows take over, we are gonna so pay for this. I better eat all the baconators I can right now. Going into the cow gulag. Now, the tests were first performed in Russia's Sverdlovsk region, and so far the results have been very encouraging. According to an investor, many dairy cow farms have measured increased production and already implemented it. So there you go. This is a terrible idea. This is Dan Davis. I want to know what the jeweler is going to clean that. I don't know. I think it's lost in the water sewage plant place, wherever that is. The water treatment company is going to get it. Thank you so much, Dan Davis. RoboCow is on his way. You guys, did we not learn anything from Jurassic Park? You know, not that, look, I love Jeff Goldblum playing a doctor just as much as everyone else. But in my full most Jeff Goldblumiest, did you ever stop to think, just because you could, if you should? I mean, again, now we're going to have to deal with Terminator McBeefy cake. I don't need this kind of stuff. This is not the future I was promised. I was promised a jetpack, a rosy robot, a house that was in the cloud, and, food in pill form and pills in food form. Honestly, this is not fair. I was not promised this future. I was promised flying cars and a jetpack. This is RoboCow is not what I'm here for. Look, we're going to send I have decided we're sending this person to Snake Island. So we're having a little inception, a segment within a segment, because this absolute douche canoe, and when you find out what this person did, it is so beyond stupid. You will wonder if there were any brain cells involved in this.
It's a curse, we got room for the wicked, the cruel, and the worst. If you lie, if you cheat, if your soul's made of bile, you're bound for the fangs and the venom in style. Oh, one-way ticket to Snake Island. Oh, let the contents, less cowards and gaslighters go. No anchor, no lifeboat, no tearful goodbyes. Trust isn't uncommon, need cold-blooded skies. Back up your friend.
Okay, honest to goodness, I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know how many times I need to make this public service announcement, but don't F with people's kids. If you don't want to see Appalachian levels of crazy parenthood come out, if you don't want to see people's crazy come out, do not mess with people's kids. This has been, a Mo public service announcement. A South Carolina teaching assistant has been arrested for allegedly releasing fart spray, causing $55,000 worth of damage and making students physically sick. Fart spray. What in the man-child is this crap? Do not let my children, all of my boy children who have, seasonal asthma come home, choking because you have sprayed some artificial thing. When you look, sir, you look capable of setting your own record for silent but deadly. I'm sure you don't need a spray. Sub Rosa, it's It's anyone that day. A South Carolina teaching assistant has been arrested for allegedly releasing fart spray in the school building. Alexander Lewis, 32, allegedly used the stink spray multiple times at West Florence High School in Florence between August 25th and September 19th, creating a foul odor and causing respiratory issues for some of the students, Florence County Sheriff's Office said in a news release on Facebook. Investigators have arrested a Florence man alleged to have been responsible for creating a foul odor at Florence High School. He is alleged to have sprayed an internet acquired spray designed to imitate fecal odor at the school on multiple occasions over time, resulting in the disruption of school. Now, authorities reported that the children required medical attention for respiratory issues, and the school has also had to pay $55,000 in inspection and damage fees for their air conditioning system as a result of this incident and the repeated nature of it. Now, he was arrested on charges of disturbing schools and malicious injury to property with value over $10,000 on Saturday, September 20th. According to ABC 15 News, students reported smelling a strong gas-like odor throughout the entire school, leaving them feeling nauseous, dizzy, and suffering from headaches. Parents also reported their kids staying home as a result of the effects on the spray. Every time I go to my second block class, I walk up the stairwell and immediately teachers are covering their nose and mouths, coughing because of the smell. One student told the outlet, I got physically sick the other day because of the smell. I feel like I'm going to pass out because I get so lightheaded and dizzy. My son's been complaining 3 days now that it's causing him to have headaches, a parent told ABC 15 News. It's concerning, especially when it's affecting my children's health. Now, Lewis is being held at the Florence County Detention Center on a bond of $1,090, and he will appear next in court on October 15th. The investigation is ongoing and additional charges are possible. Yeah, this deserves, look, this man, this is a tough one because I do believe that there could be some practically implemented behavioral correction, but this man also deserves due process because it is the justice system. While imperfect, he deserves his day in court. However, if people decided to put flaming dog poo next to him, I mean, who am I to judge? I'm not Jesus. You have to follow your own conscience and don't do that because it's a crime to go on people's property. There's jokes and then there's, letting the law do their law thing. But if I were a parent, my kid would be out of that high school. I'm not watching my kids suffer from migraines because you hired a man child. Now, those of y'all that are in Florida, you might want to take care. And as always, I am not here to do the mainstream media, fear prawn. But this is definitely a article and something that you should possibly be on the lookout for. Dueling tropical systems could see a Fujiwara effect and what that might mean for Florida. After an unseasonably long pause, the Atlantic hurricane season is alive again with twin tropical systems that some models show heading in parallel tracks along the coast of Florida and the southeast. Or it could be a setup for a Fujiwara effect, an atmospheric phenomenon whereby two nearby storms interact and affect each other. Now, a senior research scientist at Colorado State University said the effect, also called binary interaction by scientists who study such things, occurs when two systems are within 800 miles of each other. Sometimes, if you have a strong storm and a weak storm, one will basically swallow the other up, he said. Other times, because each of these has a counterclockwise spin, they can push each other or dance around each other. Now, it is too early to know for sure if that could happen with these two systems. So, again, it's not something that you need to be terrified about. But, common wisdom would say, hey, make preparations, have your kind of go plan, have your shutter covers and all that kind of stuff, because it could be, just the same things you would do during a regular hurricane system. That being said, this is something that they are looking at possibly happening. And, the systems are within 750 to 800 miles of each other. And there is a complexity, from scienceologists who look at this stuff that say they are likely to interact with each other. So that might just be something to keep an eye on. I don't know enough about the science to really give you more than that. And in an update to a story that we kind of covered, I know the hell you did not ask for. We're restarting this. Aha. Uh, I don't even know this guy's name. Oh, you are such a butthole. Anyway, Dave Forvid, or whatever the rapper's name, who a young girl was found in the back of a car that he owned, he is looking at the mansion that he has allegedly has been cleaned out. So that is something to keep an eye on. Oh, this is actually a Lord daggone son of a biscuit monkey. No, where's the belly flop one? Is this that one? Oh no. Anyway, it looks like the school, I'll have to do a separate video about it because I cannot find it to save my life right now. It does look like the school is moving forward with disciplining the football player who did the like belly flop on a player that was already on the ground. In other ridiculous news, a mysterious crocodile was found lurking in Michigan. Michigan and Wisconsin, are y'all fighting for like the Florida of the Midwest? Not that I'm putting on any airs, because Indiana has just as many stories that we could be the Florida Midwest. That being said, alligators. Michigan police were called out to the front yard of a home to wrangle up an unusual non-native animal, a South American crocodile, as you do. The Hampton Township Public Safety Department said officers were dispatched Tuesday to a home where residents reported spotting a suspected alligator in the front yard. Officers arrived to find an animal that was actually 3 feet long and a crocodile. So it wasn't a gator, it was a crocodile. The crocodile is now in the care of keepers at the Birch Run Zoo. There's no information at this time as to how the croc got out and into the wild. It was a drive-by crocking. They just didn't realize you were supposed to put croc shoes out. It was a gatoring. Just what